Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I'm driving a 2020 Acura TLX with the technology package. Up front is a 2.4 liter inline 4, down below is an 8-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm excited to be driving the TLX today because I'm very interested to see how this stacks up to a Honda Accord. If you're unaware, Acura actually is made by Honda, and so the Accord and the TLX are pretty much sister cars. So we'll talk about that more at the end of the video. But let's get back to that 2.4 liter inline 4. It makes a decent amount of horsepower. It's nothing really to thumb your nose at. And it gets okay gas mileage. Again, nothing really too crazy. This is the front wheel drive version, so it gets a little bit better gas mileage than the all-wheel drive. However, there is a V6 offered, and hopefully I should be driving a V6 version soon. But this is the little 2.4 liter. Like I said, paired to it is an 8-speed automatic transmission, and like I said with that V6, the V6 gets a 9-speed automatic. So if you get the inline 4-cylinder, it actually only comes with the 8-speed automatic. Honestly, I've been driving the car for a little bit now. It feels fine, it shifts fine, it drives fine. Do I miss the extra gear? Not really. Doesn't really matter all that much. Last but not least, again, like I said at the beginning, this is front-wheel drive. However, there is an SH all-wheel drive TLX offered for 2020, but this is not it. Now, the first thing I notice about the TLX right away is the driving feel. It's really light. It's really easy. Everything is easy to push. The gas is real nice and light. The steering is real nice and light. It feels Honda-y. Again, it's a Honda, so of course it does, but it's not intimidating to drive. It's not hard to drive. And I really like that. I think it's really special in that regard. So let's talk about the interior. We have a couple interesting features in here, especially with the technology package. And so what that is actually the technology package is basically this is a base model with a couple added features of technology. A couple extra safety things, a little bit nicer speakers, things like that. So in front of me, I have two main gauges. On the left is my tachometer and coolant temperature, and on the right is my speedometer and fuel. I like these. They look very clean, very simple. And then in the middle, I do have a little digital readout. It can tell me what mode I'm in, average speed, elapsed time, range, fuel range with like a bar, empty, vehicle settings, tire pressure, oil life, and then we're back to navigation. I like that a lot, you know, very clean, very simple, and I can really customize it to whatever I want to see up on the gauges. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my call options, volume, source, and voice commands, and on the right, I have my cruise control options, information scroll wheel, so that's for that center screen that I just talked about, and then I have my radar cruise options down at the bottom right. Part of the tech package is radar cruise, which is very nice. I am a big fan of radar cruise control. To the left of me, I have my lane keep assist button, pre-collision warning button, traction control on and off, my trunk release, and my fuel release. Nice little cluster there, nothing too crazy. And then on the door, I do have two different memory seats. Again, a technology package option. Then I have my power windows, power locks, and power mirrors. Then moving into the center, I do have a decent sized center display. This is one of two screens in the TLX, and I like the look of it. I think it works well. I do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto in the TLX. I really like that. I think it's very solid. You know, I won't buy another car without Apple CarPlay. I'm an Apple user, Android Auto, same thing. It just makes everything simpler. However, there is a second screen a little bit down below that for climate controls. I can do my heated seats through here. I really like the two-screen sort of setup that the TLX has. Again, the Honda Accord has the same setup. We'll get to that later on. But the lower screen is actually touchscreen, which is very nice and just gives you some secondary information. However, that being said, I do still have climate controls that are tactile buttons. This is great. Some cars, they don't do tactile climate control buttons if it's in the screen. I hate that. I like having actual physical climate control buttons that I can actually touch. That I really like. Then I have the center scroll wheel and options for that center screen, navigation, phone, information, and smartphone, as well as back, settings, brightness, things like that. And then a very big scroll wheel. It's a little up and out of the way. It's not very ergonomic in the fact of like where I rest my hand. You sort of have to lift your hand up. I know that's very much a minor complaint of, oh, I have to lift my arm up 2 inches to touch something, but I wish it was down on the center console. Speaking of the center console, I do have a little tray, power outlet, USB in, and then my shifter itself. The shifter feels great. You know, it's a Honda shifter really, so I've always loved the feel of a Honda shifter. But down below that, I have a couple interesting buttons. First of all, I have the dynamic mode right at the bottom, so I have a couple different drive modes I can select. So we have Econ, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus. So if you'd like to put it into Sport Plus, your Acura TLX 4-cylinder, I guess you can do that. Nothing really too crazy. Then I have my power parking brake and my brake hold. Brake hold is one of the best things to come out of modern cars. When this is activated, you press the brake a little bit extra hard. So when you're at a stoplight, like I am right now, you could take your foot off the brake and the car will actually hold itself. To disengage it, literally touch the gas, boom, it disengages itself. Works great. Works absolutely great. This is great for drive-throughs, heavy traffic. If you commute a lot, I would highly, highly recommend seeking out a vehicle with the brake hold. It's really, truly a game changer. I love it. Now the seats are nice and comfortable. This is the black leather interior. Like I said, they're heated, memory, power, pretty much anything you really need out of the seats, this car will do. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2020 Acura TLX, and legroom is great. My knees are not hitting the seat in front of me, which is really nice. I am 5'11". My head's barely, you know, I have about an inch of headroom above me, which is pretty decent. Of course, power windows back here. I have 2 vents and then a center console, 2 cup holders, little cubby hole, things like that. I don't get USB chargers or anything. But it's a pretty basic back seat, and that's sort of going to be my ending talking point in this video, is that this is a lot more bass than a lot of other TLXs, and it's not my favorite thing. Now we have to talk about the looks. I love the front end of the TLX. I think they really nailed it with the headlights. Overall, I love the hood as well. The hood has this really, really aggressive shape, and I really love that. I think it really sets it apart from its Honda Accord brother. The back leaves a little bit to be desired. I don't think it's really a stunner in that respect, at least as much of a stunner as the front is, but I really do think this is a good looking car. Now we have to talk about why I would not buy one of these as the rain really starts to come down. Of course, the sky opens up right now. Of course it does. Here's the reason why I would not buy this particular TLX. I love the TLXs. I would just buy a higher trim. This TLX sold for $36,000. Base model with a technology package, $36,000. That's the same price as the top trim level premium Honda Accord. And something that's noticeably missing from the TLX that's in the Accord is the blind spot camera. So when you turn on your blinker, your right side blinker, the center screen actually shows you what a camera is seeing on the right side of the car, so it gives you a better view of your blind spot. The Accord has that. The TLX does not have that. And I think that that's a huge, huge misstep from Acura. Why did the Accord get it, but the TLX didn't? I don't know. But overall, the top tier, the top trim level Honda Accord is $36,000. This is a base model plus a couple extra things for $36,000. In this price range, in this segment, the Accord is a better deal. However, if you're ready to spend more money, the Acura TLX will be better at the top of its range. The TLX is offered with a lot more features than the Accord. The higher you go, you just have to pay a lot more. And so, base model TLX versus fully loaded Accord, I would take a fully loaded Accord every day of the week. But once you start looking at the TLX A-Spec, or the TLX Advanced package with a V6 all-wheel drive, then I would lean back towards the TLX. And so I like the TLX, I really, really do. I just wouldn't buy this particular one. I would spend the extra coin and get something a little bit nicer. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Daniel for letting me take out his 2020 TLX. I've been itching to drive more Acuras, and this is certainly one of them. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.